What do you got, Tom?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We will now start the Q&A. We'll start with Larry Higgs from New Jersey Advanced Media.
Larry, have we got you?
Hi, I think you have me now.
Yes, Larry, we got you.
Okay, great. Two questions, both involving PATH. The first one is, what's the timetable / schedule for the PATH State of Good Repair program? When do you hope construction will start, and how long will it take?
Well, we want to start it as soon as possible. It probably will be next year, and I think we have the goal of finishing it up in the 26, 27, 28 timeframe.
Okay. And the other question also involves PATH. It has to do with the rollout of a program to try to encourage people to pay their fares. Try to get an idea of, how widespread of an issue is this with PATH? Do you have any figures on either fares that haven't been paid or people who have been charged with fare evasion?
We don't have numbers. We obviously know it's in the millions of dollars. It is a matter of serious concern, and we, I think, like all public transit systems, are looking at alternatives, which could range from different types of fare gates. PATH has some specific gates which are particularly targeted by fare evaders. So what I would say to you is that we're focused on it. We haven't yet decided on a way forward.
And Larry, we'll try to get numbers in terms of arrests or violations served for those folks who are evading fares or jumping.
Great. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too, Larry. Thank you.
Next question is Colleen Wilson with The Record.
Hi. Thanks so much. So a couple questions. Can you just expand a little bit on the $397 million in the capital plan for the Newark AirTrain? What's that money going toward? Where is that in the process of replacement?
Well, the Newark AirTrain is in the procurement process. What that money is going for is partly is planning money. It is going to be early works. So it will. We are committed to moving it forward. We are doing it in a multi-stage procurement process, and we want to finish it as soon as we can.
Yeah, and Colleen, we're really excited about the progress of having it broken down to smaller, digestible bites. Obviously, the last time we tried to, too big to fail, so to speak. So we're excited about the prospects of having this program move as quickly as possible and within budget.
And so that's designed to increase the competition on those procurements?
Yes, and to share some of the risks. They don't want to just have someone absorb a $2 or $3 billion project on its own. Those days have come and gone. So we're trying to break it down so it's manageable, and other companies will be interested in joint projects or working with others.
I mean, it's exactly what you said, Colleen, which is to encourage competition, and by winding up with smaller packages, we are seeing significantly enhanced bidder interest.
Okay, great. Kind of same question about the Port Authority bus terminal, $370 million for that program. Just more specifics on what that money's going toward. I know they're in the design phase, but if you could just give me a little more detail there, that'd be great.
Well, we're in the design phase and we're in the environmental permitting phase. So the work is heavily focused on completing the design and on the enormous number and intensity of studies that are required to go into putting together a draft environmental impact statement, and that fundamentally is what the bulk of the money is going for. We're hopeful to begin get into the procurement process as soon as the permitting will allow us to do so.
And Colleen, I think that's 4 times the number we spent this year, $70 million for bus terminal. We're going to exceed $300 million, so we're super excited about the investment, the resource, and the focus for 2024 for the bus terminal.
Great. Okay, so just another thing about PATH. We've talked about this before. PATH receives a lot of criticism from customers, especially on the weekends when they're dealing with track outages and single tracking from state of good repair work. But we also know, as I think Mr. Cotton put in his presentation, that people are flocking to transit on the weekends. So I guess as you're preparing for these large capital projects that were mentioned and approved earlier today, how much thought is being given to avoiding weekends, perhaps for capital work, or figuring out other days and times when that kind of work could take place?
Well, there have been a lot of discussions within PATH in terms of how to serve the transit rider. It's a bit of a dilemma. It's a balance. We really need to get this work done. The question of, is it better done on the weekends? Is it better done overnight? Is it better done during the day? Obviously, there are peaks and valleys. It's a balancing act, and we will continue to look at it. We've had discussions about additional and incremental weekend service and even late evening service, but it's all a balance. So right now, can't tell you other than what our director of PATH observed, which was we're going to do a lot of outreach, we're going to do a lot of analysis, and our goal is to get this needed work done with as minimal an impact on the ridership as we can achieve.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Have a great holiday.
Thank you. You too, Colleen.
I believe we have Pat McGeehan from the New York Times on. Pat, we are going to bring up Aidan O'Donnell, our Deputy Director of Aviation, to give you an overview of holiday travel. Pat, if you're there, it's all yours.
Okay, yes. I didn't hear Rick's opening remarks during the meeting, but my question is about the overall holiday outlook for the airports this week. And if you would explain the reference in the advisory to an expectation of understaffing by TSA?
Hey, Pat, Aidan O'Donnell. So we're expecting just above 3 million passengers for Thanksgiving week at the 4 commercial airports in New York and New Jersey. It's a 2% uptick from what we realized last year during the same week, right around Thanksgiving. With respect to TSA staffing, I think the important thing is to leave yourself plenty of time. We've got wait times for all of our terminals posted on the Port Authority website for any customer who's going through. Leave early, bring plenty of patience with you, and have a safe travel.
I'm sorry. Do you have some information from the TSA that leads you to think there will be that they'll be short and lines will be long?
No, not at this time. Our airport general managers have been coordinating with the federal security directors at all of our airports. We're confident in the TSA staffing numbers throughout the week. The longer than usual wait times, just all around peak travel period, the airports are going to be busy, planes are going to be packed. So again, just out of an abundance of caution, I'd make sure folks are leaving themselves plenty of time.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I believe we have one final question from Lorena Mangelli from Newsday. Lorena?
Hi, thanks for taking my question. My question is about the bridge and tunnel toll increases and the air train fare increases. What does this mean for drivers and commuters, and how will the agency benefit from these increases? What do they plan to do with the increases? Do they add to the overall operating revenue?
Yeah, this is Kevin O'Toole. Just by way of background, I think people need to understand. In January 2008, the board modified the toll schedule, increasing the cash toll from $6 to $8. The board also maintained in 2008 that tolls would have to be automatically increased in the future based on CPI increases without the need for further board action. Those increases following 2008 were mandated to be implemented when the cumulative increase in the CPI calculated in each of the year after 2008 resulted in an adjustment of at least $1, which applied to the then current Class 1 autos, Easy Pass peak toll. At the time, tolls in all categories were mandated to be increased by $1. In August of 2011, the board further acted to increase the toll schedule with a set of specified increases. In September 2011, the toll increased from 8 to 12 in the Easy Pass peak toll increase from 8 to 9.50. Thereafter, the board authorized an annual 75 cents increase for all tolls starting in December 1st of 2012 and 2015. By 2015, the cash toll was set at $15. The Easy Pass peak toll at $12.50. In addition, the board extended the mandate to increase tolls by the CPI going forward after 2015 by adopting the formula approved in 2008, mandating a dollar increase in all toll categories once the CPI-based inflation index triggered a dollar increase in the auto peak Easy Pass toll. In February 2017, in determining capital capacity for the 2017-2026 capital plan, the board considered future revenues from various sources of fees and charges to its facilities, including inflation-based adjustments. The board confirmed this in 2019. The reality is if we have to do big projects, we're going to need revenues, whether it's the airports, whether it's the path, whether it's port, world trade, our bridges or state of good repair. Money's necessary. The board members back in 2008 and 11 and 17 understood that and put in place a mechanism that would allow these increases to meet the growing demands of the costs of these projects.
Okay, just as a follow-up to that, so transit advocates are worried that at the airport, this is going to put more cars on the road with less people opting to use the air train. Do you have a comment on that, or?
Well, we're in the midst of the largest investment program in Port Authority airports in the history of the agency, $30 billion. Our effort is to enable people to use the airports to be efficient, to be at best-in-class technology, and with a $30 billion investment, we simply have to keep pace with inflation, and that is what the increases are. We're trying to ensure that passengers travel through the airports are as efficient and pleasant and appealing as possible. And we're putting our investment dollars to work to that end. And so we're keeping pace with inflation. It is necessary in order to make those capital investments, and we hope people will understand that.
Tom, anybody else?
Nope. That concludes the Q&A. Thank you very much, everyone.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, folks. We'll see you in December.